Hello everybody, welcome to another video. As you can hear, I'm just getting back in my car after dealing with a customer at Gatwick Airport. But we are looking at this guy behind me. He is a professional driver. In a Mercedes, there's only one combination worse than that, and we all know what that one is. Now, he can't get out of that parking space that he's put himself into. He parked that close to me that he can't get out of it. So he's going to need 2 bites of the cherry of getting out of this space, which is fair enough. That's nothing wrong in that. But look at his head. As he pulls out, he's indicating, but look at his head where it is when he actually starts to pull out. What's he doing? He's looking to the left and pulling out to the right. No wonder these people have so many bloody accidents. I mean, this is basic stuff, isn't it? Or am I going a bit doolally here? You're pulling out right, but you're looking to the left. I mean, by all means, check your left mirror, but when you're pulling out, go back to your right.
Scary driver.
Now in this clip, we've got a learner in front of us. I know that because of that L plate there. It's quite simple, really. So always give them a little bit of slack because they're learning. Now, as you can see, there's a bike going through the red light. It's up on the pavement, so it's not going through the red light as such. It's avoiding the red light. It's gone up on the pavement there, I'm guessing. And we're going to go back to the rear camera now. And I can see that this one is a learner. No, not because of them big L plates there. It's because that's got a flashy thing going. Yeah, and it's in an Audi. So that's how I know that it's a learner, because once you pass your test and you drive an Audi, you forget what them flashy things are for. So unfortunately, you have failed the entry-level exam on how to drive an Audi. Now in this next clip, this Audi driver is going to show that learner back there of how to actually drive like an Audi driver. Like in the first clip, with the Mercedes that pulls out without looking in the correct direction, this Audi does a very similar sort of thing. But it is actually looking in the correct way, i.e. it's pulling out from the right hand side here, but it's pulling out. And it's still pulling out even though there's cars coming. It's as though they've got this God-given right for everybody else to stop to let an Audi out. We're coming up to the clip now. We're coming up to the person that's pulling out from the right-hand side. There she goes. Now we're just going to pop to the rear camera now to just show you just how far she was out. The camera didn't do it justice from the front.
The fuck is wrong with these drivers? Fucking Audis. Look in your mirror before fucking pulling out. Soppy fucking cow. The fuck is that?
As you can hear, I was a little bit annoyed there. I'm just going to show you that again, just so you can see how far out she was. And the thing is, she is actually looking in her mirror. She's looking in her mirror and she's pulling out. You can see how tight the road is and she's still pulling out. Look at her head. Now this is how stupid some people are. Because she's pulled out, her mirror is going to be looking down there. Instead of if she was like the car in front and looked in her mirror when she's facing straight, her mirror will be seeing me. But because she's pulled out, her mirror isn't going to be able to see me. This is how stupid these people are. But she's passed the test, isn't she? She's passed the level entry test to drive an Audi. You get an A+. So a little message to the Audi learner, stop using your indicators and give yourself a couple of blind spots. Then you might get yourself an A+ as well. Now in this clip, I'm turning right up there in front. There is 2 lanes up there, but I do go onto the other side of the road and overtake all this lot to get to the front. And we've got an Audi. And it's not turning right, but the car in front of it is. It couldn't see the indicator because it's been using this self-entitlement wax all weekend.
You turning right? I bet you're not. Yep. Self-entitlement Audi and a self-entitlement Range Rover behind me, probably.
So we're going to go to the rear camera and go back a little bit. You all know the film, right?
You turning right? I bet you're not. Yep. self-entitlement Audi and a self-entitlement Range Rover behind me probably. It's not indicating that it's turning right, but I think it is. It just cannot be bothered to fucking indicate.
Now, people like this boil my piss because they're going to get people come behind you thinking you're going to go straight on and you're not. You're turning right because you can't be bothered to turn that indicator on. How lazy have you got to be? Now, here's a little picture for all you Range Rovers and German car owners. Yes, that's called a stalk. You can also call it a lever if you want. I don't care, as long as you use it. It does this. Hear that ticking? That's not my car going 40. Oh no, that means that I've got my indicator on. Now, when you put your indicator on, like you'll see with this German car to the left-hand side here, it doesn't mean that you can just go. As soon as you put that indicator on, it doesn't give you the authority to just pull out. No, you still have to wait your turn. Because as soon as this guy puts his indicator on, he seems to think, I can go. Doesn't matter if there's anything behind me or anything else. Just like the previous clips of the Audi and the Mercedes at the airport, this guy does exactly the same. Indicator on and just thinks he can go. It doesn't give you the right to do that, okay? No matter how many times you pull that lever.
Put your indicator on and think, I can go. I've put my indicator on. I can go.
So the next couple of clips have been sent in by Mike. He had to send them in twice because I'm so slow at getting to my emails and I'm so busy that I didn't have time to download them before they expired. So thanks for sending them in again, Mike. I think a lot of people have been using this self-entitlement wax. They really have. If we look down there in the distance, you can see a car that's going right across all the solid lines, all the chevrons and everything else to get onto the motorway that is absolutely ramo. What is the point of doing that? And what is this guy doing? It does look like I have to change the labelling on that self-entitlement wax to just anything German and Range Rovers. So I've just speeded this up a little bit. We're going 3 times the normal speed. And you'll see him coming out there just in front of us. There he is. I thought he was just going to have a little look to see what the trouble was up in front. But no, he's not doing that. He's been using the wax, isn't he? Now, there's a reason why he hasn't reversed up there like the VW. Is probably because he cannot reverse that amount of distance and keep it straight. You know what they're like. So we're back to my shite now. And we are approaching that roundabout. And it's not me this time that gets caught. It's someone else. Up there in the distance, you'll see someone come from the right and someone come from the left. And they both meet in the middle there. That should never happen on a mini roundabout, but there you go. But who was to blame? Well, both of them. The car coming from my right has got no priority over the car coming from the left. But the guy from the left goes completely over the top of the roundabout. But for me, the black car that came from the right was more at fault than the white car because it raced to the roundabout. So in this clip, we're at the top of Sutton High Street that is, and I have a question on this one. How long has it got to be before it's acceptable for you to use the horn on a vehicle in front of you that is waiting at a green light? You'll see what I mean in a second. This vehicle in front of me is waiting at a green light in a second, and I used the horn on him. I mean, you can count the seconds. Was that acceptable enough? And was the toot? I think the toot was just a gentle reminder. It wasn't a long blast. That was okay, I think. But how long would you give him? Now, this is me. Remember, he had 3 traffic lights to look at, this guy. I have only got the one. That little filter light there. Why there isn't one over there, I do not know. Now, that filter light to my left-hand side, I cannot see it. It's underneath the roof of my car. So to see that, I have to duck by my steering wheel to see that light that's turning green now. Now, that was a similar sort of time, wouldn't you think? And it wasn't aggressive hoot or anything like that. But what make of car was it? It had to be, didn't it? It could only be one vehicle that would do it to me. Oh, dear. And it was polite. It even moved forward and bibbed nice and gentle. I mean, that was a polite toot. Like, a nice little reminder. I did put my hand up and say thank you. Sorry for keeping you waiting. But it did make me smile. An Audi that actually made me smile. So now we've gone back to following this NHS van. Now I seem to be going through a phase of seeing crashes that have just happened or being stuck in the traffic because there's an accident up there in front. Now this one, it must have been there for quite a while because the police have taped it all off and everything. How this guy has done this, who the hell knows? I'll show you it in a second.
What now? All the time.
Now how has that guy hit the centre of that bollard there? I guess we'll never know. He could have had a malfunction, could have had a blowout or something like that to his car maybe. But my problem here is they've not closed the road down further down the road. You're coming up to there. We have lots of lorries go down into Sutton and out of Sutton. Are the HGVs supposed to drive down these roads to actually go round this crash? I mean, we literally are going round this crash and then entering the road again that we were just on where the crash is on. And they haven't closed the road off further down the road. So HGVs are driving straight up to that accident and not going to be able to get down these roads. Look at this road in front of us. It's got a little chicane thing. They're all like that round here. Or the road that I've just come out of. And look what's coming.
You're going to be in trouble, mate. See, they need someone down there stopping them coming down here.
And as we go to the rear camera now, you can obviously see this woman is definitely on her phone.
See, they need someone down there stopping them coming down here. That's been there for a while, and they haven't put anyone down here stopping cars coming down here, or lorries especially. That's such shit.
Now in this clip, can you spot how many things are wrong in this clip? I only say one word, and that just happens to be a swear word.
For fuck's sake.
So now this is where I get all poncy and try and make out like I know what I'm talking about. And I'm going to show you that again, and we're going to do a little bit of analysation on it. Yeah. So we're coming down this little road here over the bridge, and the first thing that I can see is the car is overtaking in a completely wrong place. That is a right turn only lane for us. And bear in mind there's a car that wants to turn right. So it's getting in that car's way. The second one is this guy here. He's indicating, yes, that's great, but he didn't look over his shoulder once. Not once did he look over his shoulder. How can you do that? How can you seriously do that? And obviously the car in front didn't get into the right hand lane because it couldn't, because there was a car coming towards it that was overtaking a cyclist at the wrong time. Not to mention the 1.5 metres he didn't give. So that's what I made of it anyway. What did you make out of it? Now in this clip, have a look at the cyclist. This is why you're supposed to give them 1.5 metres, because they can randomly just pull out to the centre of the road to go around a pothole without having a little check over their shoulders to see if there's anything there. What about another cyclist coming over to overtake you? But he's one of these, look. I'm not going to do a red light. I'm just going to go up on the pavement. Now, before the lights, he was going at quite a nice speed. So does it actually save him a lot of time doing that by avoiding them lights there? I don't think so, because here he is on the pavement now. We are going uphill, so he is struggling a little bit compared to back there. Now he's got a cyclist coming towards him and not a lot of space between that bus stop and the shops. So one of them has to give way to the other. Now he's got pedestrians that they have to move out of his way, and he has to slow down even further to go past them. Now he's got a bus in his way at the junction. If he was on the road, he's got priority here. And he would probably still be in front of me because I wouldn't have been able to give him 1.5 metres. And if we go to the rear camera now, you'll see the cyclist that was going the opposite way further back there. And here's the junction that he can't get past that bus, so he's got to go round the bus to go back on the pavement there. And he still wants to come this way, so he's losing. He's got to go through that scaffolding, which obviously there isn't a lot of room for pedestrians as a anyway, never mind having a bike coming towards you. So what has he gained in the long run through doing that, coming off the road for them lights to go on the pavement, and he's still on the pavement. We're still waiting for him to catch us up. He would be in front of me now. There he is now. Got to go round the guy that's walking on the pavement. And now he's got to wait for us at the lights where he would be in front of us, and he wants to go straight on there, which he's allowed to do because it's a bike lane there. It's not where he is now. So he's gained absolutely nothing. In actual fact, he's gone backwards because he's still there waiting at the lights. Now, I get that some cyclists are a bit unsure, not very confident of being on a main road, but he didn't come across to me like he was one of them. But if he'd have stayed on the road, it'd probably be halfway down Sutton High Street at the moment. As it is, we are going to see him again crossing the road a little bit further down this road, which he would have done a few minutes beforehand if he'd have stayed on the road and not got on the pavement where he shouldn't be. He's all right on this pavement because cyclists are allowed to go down there. So there's not an issue there. But yeah, so it just shows you that going through red lights or avoiding red lights doesn't actually get you that far. Now we're coming up to the left-hand lane goes straight on, the right two lanes go right. But not if you're one of Sadiq Khan's assassins, licensed to do whatever the hell they want. Just don't want to wait in the queue, do you, mate? Yep, straight in, up there. Right turn only lane he's in, and he does that. But he was a professional driver. The yellow circle of death, Sadiq Khan's assassins. And on that note, that's all we got time for today. Thanks a lot for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Bye for now.